Okay, it's 10 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. Thank you. Welcome everybody that is tuned in. We are Lubbock Compact. I'm Adam Hernandez, the Communications Committee Chair. And what we are doing this morning is a press conference announcing a citizens ordinance that is being put forth by Lubbock Compact. And I'll go ahead and hand it off to our president of the board, Perla Sosa, who's going to read our official statement on that.
Thank you, Adam. Lubbock Compact is a nonprofit policy and advocacy group organized around the Lubbock Disparity Report and dedicated to addressing the problems described by it. On Friday, September 4th, we filed the necessary documents with the city secretary under the provisions outlined in our city's charter to initiate the process to bring a citizens ordinance on impact fee policy before the city council. As many of you know, Lubbock Compact has been spearheading a campaign for several months to see that impact fee policy being considered by the city is enacted in a way that brings reconciliation for disparities caused by districts paying for developments in South and Southwest Lubbock, and so that the process of revitalizing those neglected areas can begin. We began this process by bringing our concerns and the concerns of many of Lubbock citizens to the meetings of the Capital Improvement Advisory Committee, or CIAC, held in July and August. The CIAC committee is responsible for creating the recommendations for how impact fees are set up here in Lubbock, which they give to the city council in the form of an ordinance, because this is a very important issue that affects many things. Public comments are a part of the CIAC discussion so that citizens can voice any concerns and give their input about what they would like to see in our city. Over 90 concerned citizens from all districts of Lubbock made public comments advocating for exactly what we've included in the city's ordinance over the course of several meetings. The CIAC committee chose to completely ignore all of them as if not one was spoke. It should be noted that several members of the CIAC committee are Southwest Lubbock developers or money managers for the developers. On top of ignoring public comments, they even included discounts for themselves, continuing the trend of picking winners and losers in our city that must end, and those in leadership refusing to accept accountability for the mistakes of our past and present. After that, and the frustrating pushback we've seen over the issue from Lubbock's elected officials, our board determined that the best course of action was not to gamble with the future of Lubbock's development policy, but instead use the tools of democracy available to us to ensure that Lubbock has a development policy that serves its citizens rather than the interests of the developer community. We believe that democracy and the will of the people is what should drive the city council's decisions, not the will of developers who will benefit from the CIAC committee's proposed ordinance. Therefore, we have created a citizens impact fee ordinance as a counter proposal to the self-serving ordinance developed by the CIAC committee, and we have filed the documents to put the question to the citizens. We ask for your support in gathering the 4,000 signatures required to put this before the city council in November.
Thank you, Perla. And we just have a few brief thank yous, and then we're going to get into a Q&A. If you have questions, you can go ahead and drop those in the Q&A section down at the bottom, and we can start answering those. So first and foremost, I want to thank another organization who I'm proud to be a member of the board for, which is LASER, or Lubbock Activists Striving to End Racism. That group was the first to bring my awareness to the Lubbock Disparity Report, and they've really provided a lot of support for Lubbock Compact and the mission overall. We also want to appreciate and recognize the Texas Tech student athletes who have recently brought a lot of awareness also to social injustices, and so we want to recognize and appreciate them. Also, Mark Wayin of Legal Aid of Northwest Texas, who's been helping us out with this process, as well as Texas Housers Adam Pirtle, for their assistance in developing and vetting our ordinance and the petition strategy that we are now getting into. And so I guess the final thing I'll say before we answer any questions, if we do have any. So we are beginning a process of a petition initiative to put this before the city council. So if we get 25% of the total number of registered voters who voted in the last election which was approximately 14,000. So the 25% of that, I believe, is like a little over 3,600. We're trying to get 4,000 signatures on this petition. And if we are able to do that, which we believe we can, then the city council will have to vote on it. It'll go before them. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We're asking for all citizens in Lubbock to help with that as they can. We're also asking all groups, any businesses, any local businesses or any groups that would like to be collectors of signatures. You can do that very easily. We're going to have that up on our website where you can just download the PDF and print out these 3 very short sheets. One of them is the signature collection sheet. So then you can collect your own signatures, and then we'll have really easy ways for you to send those in, or we can pick them up, or we'll have various drop-off locations. So we're also asking any local businesses or any local organizations who would like to be an official drop-off location to please reach out to us. We're just trying to reach as many people as possible. We have 60 days to collect the 4,000 signatures, so we're going to need a lot of help. And we've had a lot of people behind this initiative. Another large thank you before we get into the questions to all of the people in the Lubbock Compact Facebook group who have sent letters, who have made phone calls, who have made public comments, over 90 plus public comments in the SEAC meetings, and not even including city council meetings we've done. And so we want to appreciate everybody, because this is everybody's movement that they've been involved in, and these victories and these initiatives, we share them all. And so I want to appreciate everybody for that. So we do have a question, Blair from Fox 34. How did y'all learn about this citizens ordinance? So actually we have some really amazing, talented people with a long list of credentials who are volunteers for Lubbock Compact and who are involved in the board in various capacities. And so, you know, I don't take credit for that. We have a really awesome team that went through all of the various processes and stuff that needed to happen. And, you know, we signed our names as the initiating committee, and they got that all filed for us. But from what we understand, this is probably like the 3rd citizens ordinance that's been done here in Lubbock. Somebody can correct me if they find something different, but from what we understand, that's what it is. Okay, so we have another question, anonymous question. Do the signatures need to be collected in person, or can they be signed online? How can local individuals help in this process? So the signatures need to be in ink, actually. So you'll print your name, sign your name, and I believe it needs your address on there, but it has to be in ink. So we are having it online in a sense to where you can go on the website, you can download those documents I just talked about. One of them is just like a quick explainer of kind of what it's about. The other one is the actual ordinance, which is that has to be included in there. And then just a sheet where you collect signatures. And I believe it's 15 or 20 signatures per sheet. And then whoever's collecting those signatures just needs to sign at the bottom. It's a self-attestation that you saw those people sign their signature. And then we can pick those up. As I said, we're gonna have some volunteers that'll be able to pick those up if you need us to. We're also, you know, thinking about different ways to where we may have some pre-stamped envelopes and things where people can send those in, or we'll have various drop-off locations, and we'll announce those as we go along. So we have another question here from Chelsea. Since this has mostly been a grassroots movement, how will you get your message to a wider audience? That's a great question, actually. So we're actually, besides doing the grassroots initiative and, you know, the actual business-to-business, door-to-door, network-to-network type things, we're also going to be utilizing some Facebook ads to kind of let everybody know where we're going to be, various events where we're going to have opportunities for people to come and sign, and different things like that. So we also will, of course, be doing that in real life, door-to-door, business-to-business kind of outreach thing, and just being at as many events as possible and kind of connecting with people that way. So that's the last question I see. Oh, here we go. I have another one, another anonymous question. So if the needed signatures are collected, what do the next steps look like when the ordinance is presented to city council? Are they forced to vote on it or just discuss it? No, so they actually have to vote on it if we get those signatures. Great question. Erica Paula from KMAC KLBK and everythinglubbock.com. Is there a link or Facebook group where citizens can view to get more information on what this petition is about? Yes, so we will have it up on the website. It's lubbockcompact.com. The website has pretty much anything you need to know in as concise a way as we could put it about the whole thing from start to finish, what Lubbock Compact is about, kind of what some of the end goals are, and also as well with the petition initiative. So if you go to lubbockcompact.com, and I believe we're going to be posting that link to those actual documents where people can download that and get more information on it as well. Any other questions? Okay, yeah, so we will also, this is also concerning that last question. So we will post all the information to the Lubbock Compact public forum group, which is the Facebook group for those of you who are in there. That will connect directly to the website, and then we'll also have events on Facebook with signing locations, various signing locations. So that will be part of that as well. One more question. Do you have to be a registered voter to sign? Yes. Great question, Sarah. Yes, you do have to be a registered voter. We do have a lot of voter registrars in our network. So if anybody, needs to get somebody registered or would like to get somebody registered to vote, we can help you out with that as well. And then at a lot of these events, there are voter registrars. So, but yes, you do need to be a registered voter. What is the deadline to sign the petition? If I'm not mistaken, was it November 3rd? Was the last day? Is that correct? Can somebody? I believe it's November 3rd. Yes, November 3rd. So that would be the deadline to have all of the signatures in. Any other questions? Doesn't look like we have any other questions. So does anybody else have anything they want to say, anything they want to add? Anyone they want to thank?
I do really quick. I don't know if you mentioned them or not, but I just wanted to thank all of our volunteers, everybody that has helped us from PR, podcast, all the way down to everything. You guys, we couldn't have moved this fast without you, and so we appreciate everything that you've done to get us here.
Great, and we have one more question from Sarah. When is the last date to register to vote, is what I'm assuming, Sarah? The last date to register to vote is October 5th to vote in this election. Anybody else have anybody they want to thank? Anything they want to say, Josh?
Yeah, I'll second what Perla said, and also thank our guests, the people in the media who kept their attention on this as well. That's a crucial step in the advocacy process that is designed for the benefit of the citizens of Lubbock. So really thank you for that.
Robert, Mr. Treasurer, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, not at all, really. I just want to thank everyone. The sentiments are the same across the board. Thank you to the citizens, the volunteers, just everyone that have applied themselves to this cause. It's a big cause. It's heavy on some, but we're all in this together. Thank you.
Great. So it doesn't look like we have any more questions coming in. So we can end it if y'all are okay with that, or we can hang around and wait for more questions. So Good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll keep everybody posted. Visit lubbockcompact.com. Follow Lubbock Compact on Facebook. There's the Lubbock Compact Facebook page. And then there's also the LC Public Forum, which is the Lubbock Compact group. And so there's those two things, but mostly follow the Lubbock Compact Facebook page and visit lubbockcompact.com. There's a really short synopsis of the Lubbock Disparity Report, which is kind of what Lubbock Compact is formed around, and the issues brought up in the Lubbock Disparity Report is specifically what Lubbock Compact is trying to address. And so there's a really short synopsis. You don't have to just read the whole, I believe it's 47 pages, this version of the report. You don't have to necessarily read it all at once. You can read that short synopsis, and I believe it's like 2 pages. And it'll, of course, the report itself has more detail. It's very data driven. A big issue with this whole thing that kind of what we're dealing with this impact fee ordinance is the fact that, basically winners and losers have been chosen in a sense of where tax dollars are taken from the rest of the city to basically subsidize Southwest Lubbock developments. And so we're trying to basically have them pay their own way and then be able to have more of those resources available to help the districts where those dollars are actually coming from. And so once again, just visit lubbockcompact.com if you want more information on that. We will be posting all this information online, and thank you to everybody once again, and thank you for tuning in.